So in this video, we're going to be talking about how to make things more familiar to the subconscious mind so that you can automatically align with your highest timeline and manifest more easily into your life. So when you can make things familiar and normal and natural to the subconscious mind, it's easier to manifest. Let's get started. I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. Hey superstar, it's Gavin here from Wake Up Fulfilled. Leave a comment below saying I am a superstar, of course. And be sure to put some of your videos, or some of my videos should I say, in the queue. It should be on the right hand side or below this video. Thank you for supporting the channel in this way. I really appreciate your comments, your likes and subscriptions. So what I see through working with people, I see people that want a particular goal, and I used to do this myself. You want a particular goal, you want something in your life, you want to make a change, but you're waiting for the right time. You're waiting for the resources, the money, the people, the circumstances in order to make that happen. And waiting doesn't correspond with universal law. If we look at nature, it doesn't wait. It's always moving. It's always taking action. The sea is always moving. And if the water's like still in the pool, like it's totally flat, guess what? On a microscopic level, we got the water's moving, right? The molecules are moving, particles are moving. Everything's always moving in nature. Nothing's ever still in nature. However, there's a lot of noise happening in our reality. And when I say noise, I don't mean like loud. I mean like you got the social media, we got bombarded by advertising and the TV and all this stuff. And so we start to assume and we create these identities and belief systems that I don't have enough right now. I don't have enough resources. I don't have enough this. I don't have enough that. And I speak with people sometimes in really, really bad positions, but yet they're taking action towards where they want to be. They don't have a lot of time, they don't have a lot of energy, but progress is their mindset. The universe likes progress. Nature likes progress. Nature likes movement. If you're not doing something, that means you're doing nothing, which means you're out of alignment with truth. You're out of alignment with nature. And so in order to start making things more familiar to the subconscious mind, it's important to take action and start making progress towards what you want. Now, what's the small things that you can do? What's the small things that you can do to make progress towards where you want to be? What I teach is that you should implement the Japanese philosophy called Kaizen. Kaizen is slow, incremental growth. It's consistency. It's growth over time. It's steady growth. It's not fast-paced. It's not rushing. It's doing the actions that lead to where you want to be, growing and expanding over time. We live in a fast-paced world, like I just explained, that we're bombarded by advertising, social media, and instant gratification. People used to have to save up for things. Now we can get a loan, we can get credit, we can get things before we can afford to have them. And so we're in a system where we're feeding the instant gratification of the brain, the dopamine releases. We're having too much dopamine releases. We become addicted to buying stuff. And so we want to learn how to slow down. Slowing down can actually mean speeding up. If you look at some of the problems that you've had in your life, some of the challenges that you're having in life, whether that's procrastination or relationships that's gone wrong or money problems or whatever it is, you will see it leads back to speed, trying to make things happen fast. This is what happens for a lot of people. Moving too fast, making decisions, rushing. And so we get into relationships, we rush into relationships, we rush into making decisions with money and stuff like this. So it's important to think things through, but also make progress slowly, methodically, and with patience. Patience is a virtue. And so what I've learned in my life is, like, a lot of decisions that I made is because, I wanted to have leaps and bounds in the business, and it was from good intention. Like, I wanted to help a lot of people, so I would do an investment to grow the money, and then the investment didn't work out, and so it actually held me back a lot, pulled me back a lot from being where I wanted to be and helping the people. Whereas if I stayed on the train track and was just consistent with something that's making progress over time, I would have, reached the destination anyway. The rabbit beats the hay. Now what happens is, when you're on that train track, you're going to get an opportunity that comes in. This idea is going to come in. You can do it this way, and you can do it faster and easier and stuff like this. All of these things will come into play. Distractions, dopamine releases. And we have to, in a way, humble ourselves. We have to calm the mind down from being reactive and moving into being responsive. And when we can be responsive, we will realize, hey, no, this is what I'm focused on, this is where I'm going. As long as I'm making progress, that's all that matters. And when you have a definite purpose or a focus, something that you're focused on, you're focused on one thing, what starts to happen is you'll get those distractions, but because you are so focused, you're able to keep the blinders on and make it happen. Now, in some cases, you will have some tools that will add to what you're doing. For example, I used to make videos, and I used to edit my videos and stuff like this. And as I'm on this path, I also said, okay, how can I streamline this and have more time to make more videos? And then I realized I can get a video editor to edit my videos. And then I was able to make more videos and make more progress, but it's leading to the same destination. It never took me off of my path. See how that works? And so this is how progress works. You start off small, right? You start off with something small, and you build the momentum over time, knowing full well that it's going to lead to something. For example, with YouTube is a very complicated website, a very complicated algorithm in terms of being a creator, not a viewer, but a creator. There's an algorithm, that's why at the beginning of the videos I tell you to cue my videos, to leave a comment. Is because it helps the algorithm, it helps my videos get promoted, and it helps my channel grow. But there's other aspects to growing the channel. And one of the things is also putting out a lot of content that is high quality, very important to YouTube. And so we want to create content that people will watch. So this website is really complicated. But what I'm saying is that when you focus on one thing, you start to learn more about it, and you can streamline it more and more. So at first I was editing my own videos, doing all the stuff, and then eventually I could hire a video editor, and then after I could hire a social media person who would, actually implement the titles, the tags and stuff like this. and doing the descriptions and the cards and yada 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 to streamline the progress, the process. You see how that works? And now it's building more momentum, but I'm still on the same track. Now, I used to get distracted a lot from this path, like pulled in different directions, but now like I finally feel like, no, I'm just going to stay on this track, Kaizen, and have progress over time, because I know anyone that will start a YouTube channel, eventually it's going to lead to success as long as you understand how YouTube works. You just have to be consistent and understand again how YouTube works. And once you do that consistently for a long period of time, it's going to lead to success. And this can be applied to any area of your life. If it's like fitness, for example, and you want to get the body that you want, at first you might not know what you're doing, and then you're making progress and you see some changes, and then you keep on doing more of that. Maybe hire a personal trainer or something like this, or maybe you watch YouTube videos and you're learning, but you're still on one path, one track. You're making progress. We got to start somewhere and start making progress. And then what happens is things start to become again more familiar to the subconscious mind. At first it's going to be uncomfortable, it's going to be a little bit scary. Usually we put things off, not necessarily because we don't have enough time, money and resources, but there's a fear or block from you actually taking the action. So introspect and look into that, because it's never about money and it's never about time. It's about how much you want it and figuring out a way to make it happen. Tony Robbins says this world doesn't have a lack of resources, but people have a lack of resourcefulness, becoming resourceful. Out of lemons, you can make lemonade. And so we want to learn how to take something and make it into something. For example, I want to go back to YouTube. You might just have your mobile. You might not even have a laptop. I spoke to someone recently. She doesn't even have a laptop. All she has is her phone. And she makes videos on her phone. And she does Instagram. She's grown her following to 4,000 followers. People love her stuff. And she was also I was able to teach her how to make money from those followers, and within 24 hours she made like £160, which is like $230, around that amount, in 24 hours of me showing her that from her existing audience. And so she's starting small, she's starting with what she's got, she's making the money now. And so if she focuses on that and she does astrology readings, if she focuses on that and she's consistent with the Instagram and she makes more content on Instagram and she keeps on growing, gets more followers, she can make more and more money and eventually get a camera or a laptop, and then grow and grow and grow, reinvest into the business to help more people and stuff like this, get higher quality content, high quality video, should I say, even though the cameras nowadays on our phone are like really powerful. It can do the 1080p, it can do the 4K. So we don't even need a special camera. I mean, I have a special camera that I record on right now, right, with a microphone on top, special microphone. But ultimately, you got to start somewhere. I mean, I don't mind recording on my phone. I could go back to recording on my phone if I wanted to. It's just that the audio quality is a lot better with this. And I could even buy a microphone for my phone and have high quality, audio for my phone. So what I'm saying here, and if you can understand, is you've got to find ways to make it happen. This particular person that I'm referring to, she's just started university, she has her own child, she has a busy schedule, but she finds a way to make it happen, and she's making progress. And progress is all that matters. I'm sure she's not making as much progress as she wants to, but again, she's making progress. She made some money, she's putting out content, she's helping people, she's doing something, and eventually that something will turn into more than something. It will turn into a complete brand and business for her, by just being consistent with that over time. And so when you make that progress, things start to become more familiar and comfortable and normal. And during that, you can use the affirmations. It's normal for me to do this. It's normal for me to make progress. It's normal for me to come up with creative ideas. You know, sometimes you have to borrow money, you know. Sometimes you would have to make a video in your car. I'm in a car right now, right? You know, as you're driving to work, buy the the sticky stand, right? And put your phone in the sticky stand while you're driving to work. Boom, you made a video just there. I'm sure some people that commute in 1 hour, 2 hours to work. How many videos is that? You know, you can record 3 videos, 4 videos during that time. And if it's 2 hours there, 2 hours back, that's 4 hours that you could be making content. And then this is just an example. Okay, you could be coming up with ideas, things that you could do on your drive home and stuff like this, right? As long as you're taking action and making progress and doing something. Thinking of how you can make it happen. Can you borrow money? Can you get an investor, someone to invest, and then you repay them back later on? So just want to add, remember, you're dealing with the subconscious mind, and so you want to be kind to yourself. If you're frustrated that you're not where you want to be and you're pushing, or you're not making the progress that you want, or you feel like I should wait until I make progress, remember, you're programming your subconscious mind to behave in this particular way. And so don't build it into some big snowball of a belief that you can't do it, or you need to wait for a specific amount of time, and yada yada yada. If you brainstorm for half an hour just writing down all the ways in which you can do something, I guarantee you'll come up with a way that you can make it happen. But you have to think outside of the box, because you've been tuned into a way of thinking for so long. You have to break the pattern. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below on what you found useful about this video. There should be some videos coming up on screen right now. Keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace.